Hi, I'm Sushmita, the artistic director of Kaladi Arts and the choreographer of Deep Listening. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the piece. We started with the concept, what we want to present here, and how we can also incorporate the Oriya culture in our dance, because Odissi comes from Orissa, and how can we can relate it to the contemporary audience in London and other parts of UK. We started with looking at some of the text, the yoginis in Orissa, in Hirakud. So we took some inspiration from that, and this is about the 64 yoginis, and also Durga, because again, Durga is the main sort of part of the yogini. We also had Shiva, because as you enter the museum, you see a big statue of Shiva. He's a lord of dance. So we incorporate Shiva in the choreography, but again, looking at what ragas to use. So we started with Ahir Bhairav, that is a morning rag sung, and it also sort of energizes everybody. So it's getting the energies from these yoginis who are deserted. So it's their actual cry to be part of that community and for people to remember them as well. So that was one of the major parts of this choreography. Then we moved on to Jagannath, who is the deity, presiding deity of Odissi. And for that we chose another rag, Desh. Jagannath means the Lord of the Universe. And Jagannath again sort of relates us to Puri, where we have a big shrine. What was interesting about that aspect is how Salveg, who is one of the very renowned poet in the 16th century, talked about Jagannath, his vision of Jagannath, his longing to see the god and not been allowed to see them. And so describes the entire journey. That's a inspirational piece again. That was again sort of incorporated in the composition. And then we moved on to the last raga, which is Charukesi. Charukesi means long hair. So again, long hair of these beautiful yoginis. Because we talk about Durga, we also talk about Ganesh as well. And Ganesh being the god of learning, etc. So which is again, we see a big statue of Ganesh in here, which is from Orissa. So how this connects with the piece. Also, we worked with a very contemporary composer, Rohan. Rohan has worked with us before. So this is his second piece of work with us. It nearly took me about 4 months to work through the music.
I would like to talk a bit about the music that we had. So the life cycle of the day is what we try to encompass. It's about how Jagannath should be more acceptable, and someone wanted to try and pray to Jagannath, who was living in Orissa but was Muslim in faith, so wasn't allowed to go to the Jagannath temple. So then this piece was created, and then we try to incorporate that, which brings cool elements of Odissi into that part.
We just premiered it today here at 11 o'clock at VLA in this prestigious venue. We did a workshop as well. That's the snake. We do the snake with one hand as well. The idea is to maybe take these pieces in some other parts of London. Won't try it in London first, and then it goes to Hampshire next month. We are performing it outdoors.
Hello, I'm Nick Barnard. I'm Senior Curator of South Asian Art here at the Victorian Albert Museum. And we just had a wonderful experience watching the performance by Kaladi Arts. We can see the dance interweaving around the columns of the Ajmer colonnade, Mughal colonnade that's here in the museum. So we have beautiful images of Shiva, and you can see the way that the dance gestures relate to the figure, and the beautiful images of the yogini, which was a big feature of the dance performance. So really lovely to see the way that this dance performance was responding to the beautiful sculptures, in a sense bringing them alive, relating that classical beautiful sculpture with today's contemporary dance performance and the living art that we see through the Odissi dance.